Okay, everybody, I am Chris Murphy at HRO. Here we do payroll, commercial insurance, outsourced HR, and employee benefits. Today I have Keith here with Ranch Hand. Keith, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you, Chris.
Good, good. So tell us a little bit about Ranch Hand. I know y'all just recently moved locations, so give us a little spiel on Ranch Hand.
So Ranch Hand started up in 2017 by Brian and Quinton. They did it as a class project for UT. They were doing their MBAs and people just reacted to the food. So they went out and bought a food truck and took it from there. They were up and running about a year and a half and they brought me on. We had shared the same commissary kitchen, and as they were getting started and going through the growing pains, I just kept giving them some advice. I've been in the business 30 years myself, so after about another year or so, they knew I was looking to move on, so they offered me a general manager position and I took it. But basically our philosophy of our company is that we sell basically pasture raised meats, pretty much all from Texas. We do in bowls with all sorts of, various fresh ingredients, healthy ingredients. Basically eat as much meat as you can without the crash. We don't, so,
Yep.
our motto is stop eating shit for lunch.
Yeah, I like that.
Basically, we don't have all the potato salad and the coleslaws and all the stuff that makes you fall asleep. So we aim more for clean living.
Okay.
That's
Well,
our main thing.
with the virus, how have things been over the past couple of months?
It's been tricky because like 90% of our business is corporate. So everybody at stay at home, business really died down. But I mean, we're one of the lucky fews in that we had a food truck on hand because even though we were primarily concentrating on our catering, we weren't really using the food truck except as another kitchen and bringing it out to catering events. So we were able to set that up as a kitchen and just start serving out of the food truck and started setting it up with Uber, online, Grubhub, DoorDash. I mean, anything we could think of where people would buy food, we made sure we were on it.
Did y'all have to apply for a PPP loan?
We went ahead and we applied for it, and then when we got it, we looked more into what it required, and we actually ended up returning it. We just realized that with a lot of the conditions that were included in it, we didn't foresee the fact that it would become a grant to us, and we just didn't want to put ourselves into debt. Because we were not going to be able to maintain that staff level. And then with us moving to this new location, we were switching up hours. So we basically weren't going to be bringing back any night staff to start with. So we would have made back the number of full-time staff we had prior to COVID.
So now with the governor's new rules, what are y'all's operations looking like? Are y'all still only operating the food truck?
Yeah, right now we're still operating the food truck, but we're starting to see catering pick up a little bit, which is helping out a lot. But still orders are 10 people here, 15 people here, when we were used to doing anywhere between 100 and 500 people per order. So it's really died down, and but it's slowly starting to come back. But I mean, every little bit helps and shows signs of encouragement that we're heading in the right direction.
So what have y'all had to put in place to kind of give them that confidence that y'all are taking the right precautions in order to make sure that there's no COVID virus at all in y'all's food operations?
We've been practicing everything like the health departments asked, employees, anybody who's working is constantly in a face mask, constant glove and hand washing, changing, like there's, which was something that was always practiced before, but
Right.
we made it more visible where people can see like that, we've got 3 bottles of hand sanitizer in full view. We got hand sanitizer for the customers. All deliveries require that the driver keep their face mask on with the food in the car. Um,
Oh.
just every little bit that they say, we just, we take primarily right now there's 2 of us working, and both of our wives have MS, so we're
Oh.
constantly doing the temperature checks and
Mhm.
making sure that everything, any slight thing that, if there's even a slight hint that there's something wrong, that's it. We're going to make sure that person's gone to
Yeah.
make sure that they quarantine themselves, because we can't risk our families, let alone, ourselves, and putting people at jeopardy.
Right. Right. Are y'all promoting the safety precautions on social media, or are you just telling the clients whenever they order food?
So it's more see than anything else. Like, people can see what we're doing because we're a food truck. We're open, so people can
Yeah.
visibly see us making the food and what we're doing at all times. We haven't done any super promotion about it because the majority of the people have to come to the food truck and get their food, so they're going to see us. And
Right.
we've had no trouble. I mean, one of the other things about the food truck is we put the food in a bag, we hand it out onto a window. We've got a shelf out front, and they're able to pick it up. So literally, there's no person-to-person any contact, even if it's glove to glove, of us touching another person.
What are you seeing in the near future going forward? What are you thinking y'all's business is going to look like?
Um, I mean, from looking at things and seeing what it is, I mean, we used to do a lot of family style catering where we set up buffets. I do not see that happening anytime in the next year or two. I think people are going to be a little freaked out. So everything's going to be individually packaged bowls,
Hmm.
which is, I mean, we were doing that as well, but for more smaller parties. But we're just going to have to adjust. And once companies are back up and we're doing 300-400 people parties, it just means more work.
Right.
It's harder to make 300 bowls than it is to throw everything into trays and let them build it themselves.
What advice do you have for any other business owners that are watching this that have restaurants of their own?
I mean, the primary thing is to make sure you're being health conscious. If you've got employees who aren't wearing your masks, they're going to, it's going to destroy you. Once that gets out, you're not following the practices that need to be in place. Yeah, make it visible, make it known, make people be able to see your staff. You know, the other thing is just, whatever business comes in, take it. Now is
Yeah.
not the time to be, it's too small, it's too this. Our biggest thing has been, I mean, there was times when during the start of it, when nearly everybody was staying at home, we had one of us would literally drive 10, 12 miles to drop off one meal to a person. I was just building up, relationships, because those customers are going to remember that and come back in the future.
Yep. That is very true. Well, Keith, thanks for joining us today, sharing your insight. Anybody watching, make sure to stop by Ranch Hand's new location. Keith, what's the address of that new
Oh
location?
yeah, it's 5530 Burnett Road, and we're right next door to Taco Flats and Peach Tortilla. Big
Okay,
green
well,
food truck, can't miss it.
got it. Everybody's got your address, so there is no reason not to go now. Keith, again, thank you very much. We appreciate it and wish you all the best as you continue navigating through this.